you know the weapons from the whole probably have a whole lot.
So I looked at one had all this bling on it. You know, it was, the stock was covered in bling. I go, I was staring at it. It looked like a gangster, you know, American gangster. And the general goes, you like it? It's yours. He goes, it's yours. Take it. So I could disrespect him.
So that's how you got a gold AK-47.
Okay.
So I took it to the lawyer. The lawyer said, oh yeah, he said, we've transitioned from being an invader to now they're sovereign and you can't keep war booty, but you can keep a gift. So you have to get a letter from the general stating it's a gift from the government, right? Well, and he did that. And the rules, he had to disable it.
So I'm gonna see you on the cover of a rap album.
I took it one time and shot it out. My neighbor's like, what's going on there, Kerry? And you know the sound of an AK, so different than an M4, M16. It's just, I mean, when I hear this day, I just want to get on the ground, you know.
Well, I would hear something. Did I tell you about the rare metals plant opening in Repeats?
There's more people.
I covered it last month. Money from the Defense Department and state. Yeah. Rare earth metals. Make electronics and stuff like that. They're getting a plant, they got a proprietary system.
So where are the metals coming from?
They say U.S. friendly countries that bring the ore in, then they refine it, bring the metals out. So what's left for, they're trying to find a use for it, like silver gravel companies, stuff like that. So this is like multi-million-dollar for it's an England airport. And I was looking at this thing, I'm getting depressed because I'm just trying to imagine. Am I wrong?
Hey, I ain't
Considering some of it.
talk to nobody today from live.
Mr. Chief, greetings to you.
Yes, sir.
I was still mad. I was trying to imagine the factory guys talking to the president. You know, just that way.
I never have understood why they closed England Air Force Base. When you had close air support located there and you had the JRTC, we ended up opening soon after. I mean, your close air support's right there. Now you gotta fly forever.
No idea, but they turned into a giant industrial park.
Well, no, and they got the ISB, intermediate staging base, for when the troops come in before they get cold, they get ready. That's their last place to get ready. But still, the concept of close air support, you would think it'd be
A-10 is right there.
Was it a hole in the wall place or?
Yeah, no, the A-10s are gone.
From whatever close air support platform they plan to use, they couldn't put it there.
Next block down on the left.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, Air Force bases are forever. You can tell by the street names, it still looks like a 90s era Air Force base. It's got the crappy beige buildings. I was urban exploring one of the old barracks, and it had the old government trash cans and all that yards. Oh, it was just like frozen times of 1990.
Well, yeah, well, a lot of them are 80s.
Yeah, my old castle where I was stationed was closed for ages. I went there once when I was on reserve, and just go back. And it was like an industrial park. It was a ghost town. Well, anyway, try to imagine, we have a place that we still kind of not going like that. And tell me I'm wrong.
I know nothing.
Thank you.
Our preaching out of you.
It looked like it.
Mr. Hall.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great, sir. How are you? Everything's in Washington. Oh, you know how they are. Crazy as ever.
Right. That's true.
The money for next year. For my senior program.
For your senior programs, yeah.
So happy for that.
Yeah, that put a smile on my face.
I was gonna smile if she had her head on, but
Oh, I put it away for another time.
I got you. Wait some minute.
So AT&T got their problem solved?
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Your phone started working.
It just started working.
She's got a variety of different ones.
Maybe the terrorists got over here.
Hey.
I should be. Some doctor told me these bunch of ragtag ne'er-do-wells will never be. Started laughing.
Took one guy, he went in the college, passed on me, and told him what to do to get his roots.
Who you took?
Yeah, just took his sign. Told him it wasn't too bad if he wasn't one side.
Hey, y'all travel all you want, you just can't go through the city, right?
I just went into this.
I told him. Move the boundary of the city.
I heard.
I said, but y'all come up with that, not me.
I heard about you. I knew about you there with me.
One told me, he says, "Mark's my best bud," that's what he said. That fella, what's his name? You know his name. Can't remember now, there's 6 people at the meeting. But he says, I'm fast, lifelong friends with someone in Kansas. I don't know, when Maine and New Orleans and Hawaii. I knew it was Bobby a deal, and it wasn't me, so it had to be you, Marty. It took a lot of fingers on it, did it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
No association? Miss Carolyn.
Were you able to get a hold of that guy today on that pilot thing?
Let's see, I sent y'all something. I talked to Bill today. Bill Weatherford, he's out there. About,
How you, Miss Bob?
All right, how y'all doing?
Good, sir.
Northwest Agency and Finance Authority about using them. Okay, and he said, well, yeah, they're good. He was happy with it, but it takes 4 to 6 months. So I said, okay, that's probably not a solution for us. Okay, and,
The guy we talked about, they told us that's who we're supposed to use.
the guy, what guy?
The guy in Shreveport, what was his name?
Masada?
My phone's been out all day today because.
Yeah, there was a lot of people I couldn't talk to because he just wasn't working.
Who doing the prayer? Who doing the prayer? Who doing the bridge?
They got so many notes here, I don't know where. Well, it didn't sound like we got anything done, so we gotta get on top of that tomorrow.
Okay, I did get, sent in by the you for the,
What's the industrial development board? We gotta get some names on that so we can sign and pay.
yes, we do. I'm not sure we can do that for Friday, but,
Why?
because one, Mr. Salter has to find some people. I told him about it,
Let's get a meeting started. Can we proceed? Yeah. Let's go.
Is the, just to confirm, that AT&T has had some issues around the state. Are we able to broadcast?
We're broadcasting.
Okay, good. Thank you. I just wanted to confirm
It
that.
came up just recently.
Okay, good. Perfect.
Mr. Braxton,
Here.
Mr. Allen,
Here.
Mr. Hong,
Here.
Mr. Cheatwood,
Here.
Mr. Carey,
Here.
all present.
Okay, we have invocation by Mr. Cheatwood and pledge by Mr. Carey.
Father, we thank you today, Lord, for coming forward, Lord, and just ask, Father, if you hear with us, lead God, direct us, Father God, to about the business of the parish, Father God, that we would do, Father God, what is necessary for the parish and good for the parish, and that we will lay down our personal issues and move forward, Father God, in doing what's best for the parish as a whole. And we ask your allegiance guidance on this day, Lord, in Jesus' name, amen.
Let us face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to say good afternoon to everyone. I'm asking the council to amend the agenda to add an item on there. And it's council to approve that industrial development board to sign the pilot agreement, the Blue Lake Solar Project for our solar project in Natchitoches Parish. Can I get a, okay. Can I get a second? Mr. Hong,
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mr. Braxton,
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood,
Yes.
Mr. Carey.
Yes.
That particular item has been added to the agenda. At this time, we'll go with, we don't have any guests and special presentations. We'll go to reports for our department heads. We'll go to Mr. Joey Kramer, the interim Public Works Director.
Good evening, everyone. Y'all have any questions? Me?
I do, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to ask Mr. Kramer some questions.
Okay.
I noticed on our reports, finance reports, we're buying more miscellaneous tools for shop and AC repair tools and general tools. Is there some kind of reason for all this?
Yeah, we're doing all in-house now, so I'm sending it out.
Okay.
We have a certified AC man working with us now,
Okay.
Certified what?
AC guy.
What kind of license does he have?
I don't know exactly what he got. He,
He had to get it from the EPA.
sir?
He had to get it from the EPA.
Okay. I don't know exactly what kind of license he got,
How you know he's certified?
because he told me he had a card. I didn't go over his card with him. He wasn't hired for that. He was a equipment operator, a truck driver and stuff. He just happened to have the license too.
But you haven't seen it.
I seen the license, but I didn't go over it all with him. He just showed me the card, and he can buy a Freon with it and stuff. But he wasn't hired just for that. I mean, he's been with us
Well, okay, I just wanted to know
Yeah, he
what
just,
certification he had, the
yeah,
ABC.
I mean, I can find out
or-
exactly what he got.
Okay.
Weech tractor, $7,415. What was that?
Weech tractor?
The engine?
I have to go back and look, I don't know, offhand.
Is in one check?
Mm-hmm. 5/8/25, check number 022670,
Check number what?
22670. On 5/8/25.
I'm not sure exactly what the check was for, but I can get that to you and let you know. It could be a combination of invoices.
Says an engine.
Says the engine?
What the state, that's what's on the report, yeah. I'll just read what's on the report.
I understand that, but I don't recommend no engine.
5/8/25, back in May.
We can't hear you back here at all.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just asking about a payment on Weech Tractor Supply for $7,415.66.
lawnmower.
That's what that was.
That's
That
what
was
that
a
was.
mower, not a
That's what I'm
motor.
saying,
It's a
engine.
mower.
Yeah,
That was a complete mower.
a complete mower?
Not a
Yes,
motor, it was a
50 cents.
mower, a
Mower.
lawnmower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not what the script said, I'm just. going by
Yeah,
what
I
the script
understand. What messed me up when you said engine. I couldn't
Yeah.
figure it out.
said. Okay.
Lawnmower.
Yeah, lawnmower.
Okay,
Yeah, I come out of solid waste, we're doing our own bins now, cutting our own grass. Trying to save a little money.
okay.
Days that the boys can't patch or don't have material, they cutting grass. Yeah, it was a bad boy.
Bad boy, yes, sir.
Okay.
Got me scared there, Marty.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out when you said engine.
I mean, I was just reading
That's
what
right, I
it's saying.
understand, but I didn't,
Yeah,
yeah.
I did see where we
There was
are.
the lowest bidder on that as well, too.
Yeah.
there was.
Yeah.
Contract.
It was on state contract.
We bought a new, Cat 420 XL backhoe,
Yeah,
Yeah,
$115,000,
yeah.
yeah.
2024. Okay. What's it for?
We use it on solid waste.
Okay.
I remember we talked about that when y'all gave us the 50,000 surplus on the dozer. That went towards that.
That went to the, just, okay, the
Yeah.
backhoe?
Yeah.
All right. That's it, thank you.
Is there any more questions from the audience for Mr. Kramer? If not, we go to Ms. Sharon Harris, OCS Executive Director. Can everybody turn their mics on? Turn the thing up. The little button on the side, go up with it.
There you
Yeah.
go.
That's all right, I'll just talk loud.
You're on.
Good evening to everyone. You all received my report. Do you all have any questions, concerns, or comments in reference to the report? Two things I want to say. First of all, thank you all for attending our annual recognition for our senior companions and foster grandparents. It was great. I enjoyed myself. Secondly, we did receive some money for senior companion program. $278,582. And for the foster grandparent, we received $204,999. That's a start. We have others to come in, but that is a start. And the program will begin on July 1st. So it was kind of touchy with us because we didn't have any word whether we was gonna get it or not. You know. And getting it on the 9th of June really was a joyful time for us.
Good job.
Good job.
Yeah, I must say, you do an excellent job, and just keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Is there any way we can have a live band next year?
I'll see if I can make it happen.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. After I saw y'all dancing, I said, man, we've
That's a one-shot thing. No more dancing.
all right.
Are there any questions from the audience for Ms. Harris? If not, Kathy for the treasurer.
Yep. She sent out all the normal reports, the check register. Any questions?
I have one. Check register, check number, all it says is it's a PR-25-05-09-BO14 on 5/9/25 for $17,250. And it said it went to the Highway 101. It's the very last page,
Check
page
number,
8.
check number what?
It don't have a check number. It's got a check number PR-25-05-09-BO14.
That's technically not a check, that is payroll. That's the payroll record for the highway department for that 24,007. No.
17.
17,250, yes, that's the highway department's payroll for 5/9. That's actually the accounting record that comes out of the payroll system after we do payroll.
Okay. Good answer. Thank you, ma'am.
Any more questions? Anything with planning and zoning? If not, Mr. Salter?
Sure, I would have to get back to you on those questions, but if anybody has any questions about planning and zoning, I can get with Michelle and answer any of those.
Okay.
Okay, but how could I get another report out of that? The one you have is a spreadsheet, and the descriptions are a tiny column that just goes on and on and on. I was wanting to see who, and the name of the person that actually paid for the permit is not on there.
So the name of the person who requested the permit's not on there?
No. The contractor's name is.
When the contractor, a lot of times, the contractor purchases the permit for, that's the purchaser. It's not the home builder, it's the contractor. That's part of the building.
Yes.
So the contractor is the permit applicant, not the home builder.
Okay. And could I find out who the home builder or parking lot builder is?
Who the person is? The applicant?
Yeah.
I can ask.
Okay. I don't know who to ask to get a report of this, is my point.
Sure.
We don't have any of the board members from the planning here, do we? Ever?
I'm legal counsel for the planning commission, and I attend all the meetings, and I prepare the minutes of every meeting and disseminate those. One thing you may do, Mr. Holm, if the homeowner is not the applicant and the contractor is, I think it gives a description of the property, and you can get an address of where the permit applies to the construction project.
Yes.
And then check the clerk's records to see who the owner of the property is. That may be one way to do it. But I thought normally, unless it's a new construction, that it would have the homeowner's name on that.
And I don't know if he's referring to new construction or what. I'm not familiar with those reports.
Are you getting that sheet off the internet? That may be why, because the sheet I've looked at is pretty thorough, and it has everything like on a spreadsheet.
Yes, it's obviously a spreadsheet, and I got it off of the website, looked at it.
That may be when you're printing it, because it sounds distorted the way it's coming out on the
Right,
print.
I mean, I don't print it, it's
And-
just on there, it's a,
Cheryl, don't in our packet, don't you normally have that sheet that has all of the permits?
I sent it, when they sent it to me, I emailed them to them, and I put it on the website.
Okay. And
But
you
mine's
get that
come out
from
good.
planning?
Yeah,
Okay.
I maybe show the fonts or something, because when I got it, comes out with everything on there.
Yeah, mine too. But I'll double check that, Mr. Hall, and make sure that's being sent to the council members. Okay.
Okay, because there were some on there a couple of months ago that spent large amounts of money, one of them repaving a parking lot.
Yes,
I'd like to write them a letter saying thank you.
yes. I'll make sure that the council members get that printout if you're not receiving it.
Okay,
He's, everybody's getting that.
I thought so, but I was just gonna double check, and so in the event that they're not.
No, they getting it.
Okay.
Parish President?
I guess everybody knows we got through with Patrick Road except for shoulder work. We did good at the legislature this year. We've got more money than we probably got in 20 years down there. We got enough road for Blanchard, enough money to do Blanchard. Amount of $542,000. Been on capital outlay since 1985. We finally got it. That's a done deal. We've got $1.5 million for the port. We got another $500,000 for Goldana Road. And we're in the process, probably the bid, Marty, will be out by the end of next week for the Mill Creek to get all that done. We got that $300,000.
Okay.
We're going to get some more money from some of our good neighbors here pretty soon to do lateral lane, and we got a bunch of stuff coming up. It's been a good year for us. That's about all I got. Everything's pretty much the same as it was on courthouse security and East Natchitoches. Nothing's moving.
Any more questions? Yes.
John, what about lateral lane? Did you get money for that and how much?
Well, we're working on a deal right now, Mr. Roy. I'm getting, I gotta get a price on it, and I've got a commitment to get it done, paid for, outside the parish.
Capital outlay?
No, it's not coming from the state, it's coming from our good neighbor down at the Waterway Commission.
Thank you.
Any more questions for the Parish President? If not, we'll move on to adopt the minutes of the regular meeting of the Natchitoches Parish Council held on Tuesday, May 27, 2025. Can I get an offer?
Oh,
Can I get a second?
Second.
Mr. Allen?
yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Hong?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Aye.
Pass. Appointments and board appointments, we have one. Council approved the reappointment of Mr. Edward Ward to the Natchitoches Parish Housing Authority Board. Can I get an offer? Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Hong?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Aye.
Pass. We don't have any old business. Introductions of proposed ordinances. A, council to introduce ordinance 005-2025 to extend the parish maintenance of Crit Gay Road 526 feet beyond the current distance of 1,295 feet. Mr. Carey, would you like to?
Yeah, sure. We have a gentleman that's moving in there, and he moved his trailer, and he has a family, and the road stops just short of where he lives now. And it goes beyond his house just a few feet and dead ends there. So I would like to add that into the parish maintenance system. But if you'll see a subsequent ordinance, it takes another road out, so it kind of evens out about as much that we'll have to maintain. So, yeah.
Okay, anybody have any questions on that? If not, can I get an offer?
I offer.
Second,
Mr. Carey?
Aye.
Mr. Allen?
yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Hong?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Pass. Next, council to introduce ordinance 006-2025 to remove the entire 376 feet of Chuck Foshee Road from the parish road maintenance system. Mr. Carey?
Yes, this road is sort of a little loop, and it has one house on it. Nobody lives in the house. They haven't lived in there for years, and it's pretty much abandoned, and people go in and out there. But nobody uses the road, and there's actually a barrier on the road. So there's, if we wanted to, there's no way we could maintain it. And I talked to people that are sort of looking after the area, and they don't have any concerns with us taking it out of the system.
Any questions concerning that? If not, can I get an offer?
Opposed?
Second.
Mr. Carey?
Aye?
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yeah.
Pass. C, council to introduce ordinance 007-2025 to remove the dead-end portion of White Oak Lane that has never been developed from the parish road system. This was requested by the landowner, Mr. Allen Gordon. Mr. Gordon, if you want to come up and tell them anything about what you're trying to do.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I didn't catch the last part of that.
I'll just say requested by you to come up to tell them what you want done.
Yes, ma'am. You want me to? Okay. The end of White Oak Lane is surrounded 100% by my property. It has never been completed. There is a house on the right before you get to the dead end. They have a driveway, and that is the last piece. I have people coming in there, unfortunately, probably teenagers, or where the road right-of-way would make a turn. Unfortunately, they park there. I find vapors there, I found diapers there, I found condoms there. And if I had control of that, I would put up a fence all the way around there. It would not disturb my neighbor in one earthly way. But I do own the property on the right side of it, on the left side of it, and behind it. And it's never been developed.
So there's no other landowners, no other houses, homeowners, landowners that are
No, sir.
affected?
That's all wood.
That's
It goes down into a big gully, had a bunch of big timber on it.
Yeah, there's one house up the hill, but it's not even within that area.
Right.
Is that all you need?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions for that one? If not, can I get an offer?
Second.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Pass.
That's good.
Council to introduce ordinance 008-2025 to amend the zoning amendment for parcel number 0010502401 to Family Residence Mobile Home District, RMH-1, zoning for the purpose of placing a mobile home. The property is in section 91, township 9 North, range 7 West, with a physical address of Laird Fletcher Road, Natchitoches, Louisiana 71457, as shown on the survey attached hereto, approved by the Parish Planning Commission on May 5th, 2025.
Sure that address is on Black Ridge Road.
She's here to talk to us about it.
I think she's on.
The address, it'll be American Way address.
American Way?
Yes, ma'am, I got the 911 address already. I purchased that property several years ago from Ralph with the intention that I could put a home there. And I'm just now deciding to try to put something there, but I had no idea it was a B1. And there are several mobile homes in the area. There's a mobile home that leads to Laird Fletcher, but this property is on the corner of Laird and American Way.
It has been rezoned.
It has been?
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. And another thing I want to add, I know we had to do some amendment with the, it was a delay in the meeting. So my daughter is on the list to have to move out of her home with the intent of things being pushed back. So I was asking, is there any waiver so that the home could be put there after today? Because it's just sitting on a lot at Clayton's. And she's paid everything, because we thought that we could put one there before all of this. And she's gonna have to move out of the unit that she's in with her kids.
Mr. Montessori, you wanna, Kevin, can you add anything to that?
I'm really not sure. I know that it was introduced at the planning commission. It got final approval by the planning commission. I think tonight's just the introduction. And our rules say that it has to be approved by the council for the final approval. So that's what our rules say.
But that's 30 days from now.
And can I get your name for the record?
Dorothy Peterson.
Dorothy Peterson. Thank you, Ms. Peterson. Is there any more questions?
Just for y'all's benefit, when it went through council, we looked at the map, and every other piece of property surrounding is already zoned the exact same zoning that she's requesting. We're not sure why that one tract of land, and there was one objection by another lot owner, but their lots that they objected to being zoned, her being rezoned, are actually zoned RMI1 or RM. It's the same mobile home zoning that she's requesting. So
But what I understand
RMH1.
that happened was that was a part of that subdivision that runs down Lad Fletcher Road. So all those addresses were to be facing Lad Fletcher Road, okay? That was before Deer Park, that subdivision was even put in. That's the corner, okay? So it's basically, the house would be facing, in the beginning, the house was facing Lad Fletcher Road. Now it's facing American Way. And that's what I found out when I got it.
But every other on Fletcher Road and American Way are still all zoned the same that she's requesting.
We understand that. And when it was looked at, couldn't figure out why.
Yeah.
And just thought with maybe someone thought about putting a commercial building there at one time.
I just wanted the council to know we checked that in the planning commission process to make sure that it wasn't something out of the ordinary, and it was not.
And I'm assuming whoever purchased it through RAF before I did, he wasn't even aware of that, because when I purchased it, I was told I could. So I guess he wasn't aware that they rezoned it.
And you're able to, it's just it had to go through this process, and
Yes.
that was the part we didn't know.
Yes.
Weren't you asking about your daughter's home, home?
My daughter.
Is that what's in this described here? Okay.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Can I get an offer?
I'll offer.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Ms. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Pass. We don't have any public hearing, no action. We're gonna go straight to resolutions. Mr. Stamey presented these two for us to approve. The first one is council to approve a temporary polling place change from St. Augustine, Ward 4, Precinct 3, 2250 Highway 484, Melrose, Louisiana, 71452, due to the annual fair, and it's gonna move to the Cypress Police Jury Voting Building, Ward 4, Precinct 1, 11345 Highway 1, Cypress, Louisiana, 71457. This is only a temporary change for that. Can I get an offer?
Offer.
Second.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton? Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Passed. The next one is a permanent change from the polling place for Ward 1, Precinct 10, 10A, and 10B, from the Oak Grove Methodist Church Hall, 2198 Mile Loop, Natchitoches, Louisiana, 71457, to the Calvary Baptist Church Hall, located at 312 Highway 3191, Natchitoches, Louisiana 71457. Can I get an offer?
I propose.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Hom?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Pass. Now we go to other agenda items. I'm going to do the one before I forget, the one that we amended. Is council to approve that Industrial Development Board to sign the pilot agreement for the Blue Lake Solar Project, for our solar project in Natchitoches Parish. Can I get an offer?
Offer.
Second.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Hom?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Aye.
Pass.
Could I ask somebody to explain exactly what this is all about? What pilot, what we're doing here?
We've been working, Mr. Holmes has been leading this project on the solar project, okay? And there are some time limits that we have to have in place immediately, or we're gonna lose all funding. Because the state just came out and they have a House Bill of 578. It's on its way to the governor's office. I understand he's out of town and will be back in 10 days. But unless a municipality has something in writing that says that we have started this project, we're gonna lose all funding. And there is something called a payment in lieu of taxes agreement that you have to have in place. And we are supposed to have an industrial development board in place to be able to sign that pilot agreement. Mr. Holmes, you want to speak more on that?
Okay. This House bill essentially takes away the ability to exempt these companies from the state sales tax at 4.45%. If it takes it away in the event that you're using a pilot, this payment in lieu of taxes, that's where the parish or this IDB, the company, NextEra Energy, will donate, well not donate, they'll give the property under contract to the IDB, who will then lease it back to them. That makes the property owner a parish entity and or a nonprofit, and that way they can avoid that 4.5% sales tax. Well, they caught on, they're taking this away.
So 578 is essentially going to do away with any tax exemption. What happened to our ITEP committee?
Well,
Did that kill that as well?
no, just this ploy where we are using this pilot, this payment in lieu of taxes, to get this income stream.
That will be a payment to the parish government
Yes,
and the city,
it will flow through the,
District 40.
yes, all of those people. Well, it'll be divided up just like the sales tax or the
Ad
pilot,
valorem.
just like the ad valorem
Ad
tax.
valorem, yeah.
Yeah, because they're divided a little differently.
But the legislature got smart and got rid of that provision to do the pilot thing, payment in lieu of taxes to go into to a nonprofit. So if conceivably we did this, well, if we did a resolution and we could constitute a board, we get agreement before he signs it, then it would be grandfathered.
We're trying to get it done before the governor gets
I
back
got you.
home.
All right, I didn't understand,
I mean,
you know, we just did ITEP, it hadn't really got its feet on the ground.
Right.
no, it didn't. And,
What about the Commerce Committee that he was gonna set up? Did that happen yet? The 15-man panel that we would have to go to do any capital outlays or anything? Is that part of this?
that's not part of this.
Okay.
I don't know,
Okay.
but I will find out.
Thank you.
Okay. We go to our other agenda items, for council to approve the Natchitoches Times as the official journal of the parish of Natchitoches. Can I get an offer?
Oh,
Can I get a second?
Second.
Mr. Allen?
yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Pass.
Thank you very much.
B, council approve and authorizes the parish president to sign the corporate endeavor agreement with Sabine Parish for trash disposal. Is any discussion on that? No discussion? Okay. Vote? Can I get an off?
I'll offer.
I'll second.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
No.
Mr. Cheatwood?
No.
Mr. Braxton?
No.
Didn't pass. Okay. Move to number C. Council to award bids for solid waste on the following equipment and give the parish president authority to sign all necessary documents. A 45 inch foot let me go. Demolition trailer, a front load garbage truck, a chassis with roll-off garbage truck body, and a 40-yard compactor containers. Kathy, you want to tell about that?
All the information was sent.
Yep.
The 45-foot demolition trailer would be a purchase for $86,900 for Kentworth of Louisiana. The front loader garbage truck would be a 60-month lease from River City Hydraulics for $5,720.76 a month. The chassis for the roll-off, with the roll-off body, would be a 60-month lease for $3,273.08 a month. And the roll-offs would be a purchase from Roll-Offs USA for $49,305.
What is that we are leasing from River City Hydraulics?
The chassis with the roll-off body is the last one I mentioned was $3,273. That's what we need to haul off the 40-yard and 30-yard containers, the compactors.
And
How much were the 40-yard containers, did you?
40-yard containers, it's 5 of them for $49,375.
You said
Total.
roll-off, that's what
Sorry,
confused me.
it's a 40-yard compactor container.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you,
That's
Mr.
okay.
Cheatwood.
The chassis that would carry the roll-offs and the compactor containers is $3,273.08, and the front loader is $5,720, which is what we would use to dump the 6-yard container.
Oh. Did we have to go out for bids on the 6-yard container?
We do not.
How much are they?
$60,000,
For
65.
65 containers. And they, how much you said we paid for them?
$60,000.
I have a question.
Sure.
This item, was added, was asked to be added prior to the, I think it was, before our May 27th meeting.
What are you talking about, Mr. Allen?
This document we're talking about, number C,
Okay, but which one on number C?
all of them.
Okay.
May the 14th, 2025, Mr. Salter wrote an article in the paper, or Natchitoches Parish Times Journal, and down in the body of it, it says, equipment is being purchased, employees are being trained, okay? On the 8th of this month,
I'm sorry, what does that have to do with the bids being awarded?
why are you asking us to award them when he's already done it?
No, he hasn't done this, because we've bid it out, and some items have to be bid. So some things were purchased that were on state contract, or that didn't need to be bid, but these items need to be bid. So we need to award the bids for these items that were bid separately. If it's bought off a state contract, it doesn't have to be bid, doesn't have to be awarded.
So if we just hypothetically say no and don't approve it, what do you do with all this stuff that's already been bought?
You don't have to answer that.
I'm not.
No, we're not here to discuss this. You either vote for it or you don't.
Okay,
It's that simple.
that's fine.
We need all of the items to go into the garbage business. We need the items to do business and to get rid of our garbage. So if the council wishes to not give those items, then that's your prerogative. The items that were already purchased were bought within the president's authority, within the budget, and no violations were made. These items are being bid out through the law, and we ask for council approval.
What is the bid law amounts on this kind of stuff? You know,
What was the question?
what's the bid laws amounts on these kind of merchandise? That has to be required to be bid and not have to be required to be bid? Because, I mean, there's definitely a confusion here about what can be bought, and that has to come through the council, and what has to be bought to go through the council, and it all falls back on the head of the bid laws. So what is the amount of bid laws that we?
Well, I don't know what's been bought. I'm not privy to that. I didn't know till tonight, so,
You know some of the things that have been bought,
huh?
you know some of the things that have been bought, you knew that the equipment was coming in. Remember,
Somebody sent me a text of
I
a
talked to
picture
you.
of some dumpsters.
I talked to you after that,
Okay.
and I told you what those pictures were.
Yeah, but I wasn't asked whether or not to do research to see if those could be purchased or not purchased. I
That
don't,
wasn't the question I was asking you.
I thought that's what Mr. Cheatwood was
Well, he's
asking.
asking a different
Yeah, it's
question.
different.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But when you say you didn't know anything about it, I was just refreshing that I had sent you some stuff.
I do remember
Hadn't
somebody,
gotten-
yeah, I forgot that it was you. Okay.
No, I just wanted to know what the bid laws were on equipment buying and material buying on the bid laws.
There are different regulations, I can answer that. There are different regulations, it depends on what you buy and what it's used for. But in general, for materials, it's $60,000.
And equipment's $250.
Unless it's through state contract, and then it can be $1 million if it's on state contract.
These ain't on state
The st-
contract.
These aren't on state contract.
Okay.
The loader was on state contract. The dumpsters that we bought, we didn't buy more than 60,000.
Stayed on the bid contract. I already knew it. I'll just ask the question. Thank you.
We've complied with the bid law.
It is.
Can I get if there's no further discussion, can I get an offer?
I'll offer.
Can I
Second.
get Mr. Hall,
Yes.
Mr. Carey,
Yes.
Mr. Allen,
No,
Mr. Cheatwood,
No.
Mr. Braxton?
No.
Didn't pass. D, council approve and authorize the parish president to renew the contract with Waste Connection Value Incorporation for 3 more years to realign with the city's contract.
offer.
Can I have debate question?
Second, any question?
Yeah, so, as I understand it, the parish has 2 existing contracts with Waste Connections. In fact, I think I read it in the Natchitoches Parish Journal that there was There's two, there's one for hauling services, one for transfer station operations, managing the transfer station which consolidates and transports waste to permitted landfill, Oakdale and Allen Parish. So, the way I see it, by
That's a
approving-
part, excuse me, what you just read is a part of two contracts.
Right.
One with the city, okay, for their trash and pickup, and one with the parish, okay?
No,
No.
no.
We don't?
You're confused.
there's,
Bruce is sitting out there, can you explain these contracts to us?
Yeah, I can explain the contracts, I think. Yeah, we have two contracts with the parish. One for hauling the boxes, which you talked about,
Yeah.
and then one to manage the transfer
transfer
station.
station.
And we have a third contract with the city of
City,
Natchitoches.
exactly, which is this one here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the parish contract?
Yeah, I'm talking about the parish only, so what I'm saying is by proving this, we would only be addressing one of the two existing contracts, is what I'm saying. So the word, and the wording just says it authorizes. So, I mean, I don't know if it would even solve the problem. Am I correct, Mr. Mansour? Is it?
There's a separate lease of the solid waste transfer station between Waste Connections, Bayou Inc., and the parish of Natchitoches. That is not part of the other contract for the collection and hauling of waste. My understanding is that the action tonight seeks to renew the contract with Waste Connections. I don't know if that only applies to this agreement or to the transfer station. I'm assuming it's this agreement for the collection, but the lease of the solid waste transfer station is something that I presume will be negotiated or addressed at some point later.
Well, they both expire at the same time.
Right.
They both expire June 30th.
What both?
Sir?
What both?
Both contracts.
What are the, what two contracts are you speaking of?
The two contracts, yes.
The lease of the transfer station expires and the contract between the
Hauling, they
parish and
both
Natchitoches.
expire.
Does the lease of the contract station have anything to do with the city's contract?
With the city of Natchitoches?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And can you explain that?
Yeah, I'll be glad to read you if you want, the clause in the city's contract, which, the other day, there was part of the quote that was put in the paper, part of this was left out. Which basically says, which the city shall not unreasonably withhold, condition, or delay this change. So let me read it to you in full, if you would. You want me to do that?
Yes.
The whole thing instead
Yes.
of part
It
of
don't
it?
matter to me, this is a council meeting, I'm
The
not
party,
here.
I'm sorry?
This is a council meeting, you can do anything you want to, they tell you, so don't look at me, because I'm just.
I'll try to
sitting
look
here.
at you out of respect for everyone.
Yeah.
Look at everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so, what this says is, it's pretty long, but the parties acknowledge that the municipal solid waste and construction and demolition waste covered by this agreement will be disposed of by the service provider, which is us, at a landfill chosen by the service provider, which is us, in its sole discretion. In the event that the service provider is unable to use the initial landfill due to reasons out of its control, the service provider shall have the right, upon written approval of the city, which shall not be unreasonably withheld, conditioned, or delayed, to dispose of the municipal solid waste and construction covered by this agreement at another landfill of his choosing, and shall have the right, upon giving prior notice to the city, comma, to increase the initial rates by an amount equal to the sum of X, the amount, if any, that the disposal fee charged to the service provider at such other landfill will exceed those previously charged to the service provider at the initial landfill, and the amount, if any, that the transportation cost incurred by the service provider in connection with transporting the municipal solid waste and construction and demolition waste to such other landfill exceed those that would have been incurred by the service provider if such municipal solid waste and construction and demolition waste was transported to the initial landfill. Prior to the city's written approval of a landfill change, the service provider agrees to provide the city with a cost comparison analysis of all available area landfills with contract and contact information included. So it says two things. It says if it goes to a different landfill, then we have the right to, if it goes to a different landfill, we have the right to petition the city for more money. And it says if it takes us longer to pick it up, which it will, if we don't go to this transfer station anymore, which I asked you for a price, and I never got one, so clearly it's not gonna go to the
You
transfer
didn't ask me
station.
for nothing, you told me what you would give me.
I'm sorry?
You didn't ask me for anything, you
Oh,
told me
I
what,
sure
you
did.
made me an offer.
I made you an offer, and I
Yeah,
also asked you, what would you
I told
charge
I would
me?
let you know.
And you haven't yet.
Nope, nobody.
Well, we're 2 weeks
The
away.
world hasn't come to an end yet, so I may get to
Okay.
you before it
The
happens.
fact of the matter is,
Don't come here telling no bull crap now. You did all the talking, I was just sitting there, you sued
you seem to
me.
be doing a lot of talking right now.
I am,
Okay.
yeah.
And I asked you what the rate would be, and I haven't gotten one.
I'm not gonna
We're 2
negotiate
weeks
the
away-
contract.
2
I'm
weeks
not
away
gonna
from this. How long
negotiate
you
the
gonna wait?
contract in the middle of a meeting, dude.
What's that?
I'm not gonna negotiate the contract in this meeting.
I didn't ask you to. I asked you several weeks ago, and I still haven't got an answer. We're 2 weeks away from what? What's gonna happen?
You know what's gonna happen.
No, tell me.
You're gonna get your stuff out of there and I'm gonna use the contractor. Nobody's ever told you couldn't come out there. And you
You
sit up there.
gotta give me a rate.
I will when I get ready.
Okay, when you get ready.
Yeah, when
But-
I get ready.
But supposing that rate is not to my liking, and we have to go
Well,
to
if
another landfill,
if it was $3,
and we have
it
to
wouldn't
go to
be
another
your liking.
landfill, then the additional cost, which I'll have to add a truck, the city of Natchitoches, also is covered in here. So that's the facts.
Hey, Mr. Bruce, let's clear
Sir.
one more thing up.
Yes, sir.
You saying landfill, that's not a landfill. Your landfill is younger.
Oh, I understand that.
Yeah, so you trying to make people think this is a landfill, this is a transfer
I'm
station.
not trying to make them think anything.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I just read you what's in the agreement.
I know what it is.
I have a question. If the price goes up, does the city have the option, would they renegotiate the contract? Is it in the contract that if you go up on the price that it?
The city has this, according to, I'm no attorney, but according to this, if our price changes, then they cannot unreasonably withhold.
Mr. Mayor, have you had a chance to look at the city?
So,
You have a question for me?
anyway, that's our
Come on,
position.
come on up.
Well, no, hold it,
Yeah, he
this is my
got-
meeting,
Yeah, okay.
okay, you just said that, didn't you?
Sir,
You just said it was our meeting.
it is, but
Then
this
don't-
guy here,
I
he's
understand who that guy
been
is.
waving at you.
I understand, no, he's been waving at you.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you see him?
Not be, confused, okay, with D. A change that this is to prevent from happening is Waste Connection Bayou Incorporated not having the control of that transfer station in processing the waste that comes from the city and sends it out. There are 4 of us, including you, have people in the city in our district. Now, if you can go explain to them why their rate should go up, go right ahead, okay? I'm not privileged to do that, okay? I'm not in agreement of trying to look somebody in the face and tell them why they're gonna do something, because we don't have any data whatsoever. Nobody, I see, John, nobody has done a feasibility study and give us any good, hard numbers to make a decision. Okay? Nobody has. And all we're trying to do is say, these contracts, because the transfer station services the city as well as the parish, okay? Then those contracts need to come back together so that we won't be causing some problems. We won't be losing good people that live here in Natchitoches because these things change. We're gonna lose two right off the bat if Waste Connections loses that contract at the waste station. Yes, sir.
What are you talking about an increase in the city? How come the increase is gonna happen in the city? Who said anything about an increase in the city?
If they lose.
If.
Okay, okay.
If a frog had wings, he would not bump his tail every time he hit the ground.
And
So
if
you're
a
saying
bug-
if, so you're trying to say,
Let me tell you
you're trying to make people think that if it can go up on a garbage rate, which they're not.
They are.
They can't.
They can.
Well, if the mayor lets them or the council, man,
All right.
you need to educate yourself on what's going on before you go run your mouth.
Well, you
Mr.
know
Chairman,
what? I'm sorry that
I
you
know
think
you
that
are.
way, okay?
this
I
man wants
think-
to be recognized. I'm gonna shut up.
I hope you do. All
I
right.
am, I'm shut up. Ma'am?
Do we have anyone else who would like to comment on this issue? If so, step forward.
Yeah, I think he's calling.
If anyone else has any comments on this issue, please step forward.
Well, there's a couple of things I'd like to talk about. One is on the landfill.
Could you state
You
your
need to
name?
give your
Oh,
name.
okay.
Your name?
I'm William E. Weatherford. I live at 435 St. Francis, Natchitoches, Louisiana. I've been a CPA for 40 years. I've lived in Natchitoches for over 30 years. And Mr. Emley's talked about the landfill changing. I think the contract that he was reading, the initial landfill was Timberlane in Oakdale. And if I'm not mistaken, he's gonna be taking it to Timberlane, Oakdale. That's not a change in landfill. Now, I have this prepared. I don't think that the decision to stay with Waste Connections is a sound financial decision for the rural citizens in Natchitoches Parish. During the last 12 months, Natchitoches Parish, excluding the city of Natchitoches, approximately 7,349.95 tons of waste at a total cost of $727,249.75. The parish paid tipping fees for landfill dumping of $34.89 per ton for a total tipping fee cost of $256,439.76. Sabine Parish Landfill has offered to accept the parish's, Natchitoches Parish, waste for $21 per ton, which would, for the same volume, would have a cost of $154,348.95. That would have been a possible savings of $102,090.80 over the last 12 months. This does not include the savings for the transport of waste to the landfill. Natchitoches Parish paid a total of $470,809.99 to haul waste, or $64.06 per ton. The total cost per ton for rural waste disposal, hauling, and tipping was $98.95 per ton. Now, the Sabine Parish landfill is approximately 80 miles round trip from the transport station. Waste Connections is currently transporting Timberlane, which is a 160-mile round trip from the parish transfer station. Although the cost of picking up rural garbage and hauling to the transfer station will not change transportation cost to haul to the landfill, it can be reduced significantly by disposing the garbage at the Sabine Parish landfill. I would like to remind the rural citizens of the parish that the landfill facilities and the transfer station are property of the parish and currently funded by parish sales tax. These facilities have been utilized in the past to facilitate waste collection value operations, collecting waste for the city of Natchitoches. Waste Connection Value has paid $1 per month for rent. That's $30,000 annually to use the transfer station. Because of significant annual savings available, the parish council is now considering whether to take over the operation of the parish waste system. You may have seen the June 2nd, 2025 statement from Waste Connections, which said an estimated $6 to $8 increase for city customers would take place if the parish takes action to save the money currently paid to them.
What about, did you have anything about the commercial businesses?
No, I'm not talking about commercial business right now.
We got them in a rural area, so we're gonna throw them to the side.
No, your commercial, they're still gonna pay the same thing, they're paying $34.89, I do believe.
Who's gonna pick up the totes and haul them in?
Do that again?
$34.89 a ton is what they're gonna be paying. Who's gonna pick them up and haul them in? They're in, there's gonna be my understanding is a front-end loader and a roll-off. They're in bins and.
That's not what I was asking.
Hmm?
I'm not, that's not.
Well,
that's not-
what are you asking?
I'm asking who's gonna go to a plant site, pick up them roll-off boxes and haul them into the.
He's asking you who's gonna pick the commercial boxes up.
Yeah.
I thought y'all would.
So they'll.
No, we're not gonna pick anything but.
We're not gonna have
no,
commercial boxes.
We're talking about gas stations, stores and all that. That's not
Plants.
us. We got bin sites. We got 30 bin sites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he,
Well, I guess I have to find somebody, I didn't know that.
My business is in the city.
Okay,
It's a commercial business.
that's fine.
And I pay $49.76 a month.
Mhm. Which is good, that's a good rate.
Okay, who's gonna come pick it up?
I would believe that would probably be an independent contractor, that's who hauls mine off.
An independent contractor.
But
But I'm in the city. They can't come in the city and take over an independent contractor. No, they can't.
oh man, I tell you what.
No, they can't.
You talking about people that ain't got a clue what's going on.
We don't do that today. Why would we do it then? We don't handle that now. That's not in our contract. The commercial has absolutely nothing to do with the parish. Whoever they have currently,
What do you mean it don't have to do with the parish?
the,
When did the city get out of the parish? Just answer me that question. When did the city leave the parish?
the parish, our trash contracts that we have do not pick up do not pick up commercial trash inside the city. That's not gonna change. Today, we don't pick that up. We don't pay Waste Connections to pick that up today. So that doesn't affect, we're not messing with that. That has nothing to do with the contract at hand, item D.
So you don't care if my commercial rates go up 25,000?
You don't care how much the parish pays for our trash dumping apparently, so I don't understand. That's not changing. That has nothing to
That's
do
what
with
they
the
call
parish
competition. They
contract.
got some more people here that probably give you another price, Bill, if you just want to reach out and try to save money for your business.
All my point is explaining what C is, okay? C is saying that without a feasibility study,
Excuse me?
have you heard of a feasibility study?
Absolutely.
Okay, without a feasibility study, and without them having the control of the transfer station, it's gonna cost citizens of this parish, 7,000 houses, 6,900 and a few, not exactly 7,000.
Are you talking about
Rate-
the city or?
It's in the parish, and the city is in the parish. Quit trying to take the city out of the parish of Natchitoches.
Well, you can, Bill, because the parish is paying the bill, Hoss, it ain't the city.
Then why am I?
We built that, we built
Why
it
am
out
a
there.
why am a
Before you ever
council
showed up
member?
in Natchitoches Parish, we built that to get our trash.
I understand
I know you
what
don't
you're trying to
understand.
say. I'm trying to ask you, how can you substantiate, or how can I substantiate being considered a parish council member? Parish council member, 4 of us, and the 4 of us have residents
Would you call the
see
law
that
and tell them
we,
to come throw me out
that
here?
we, that's in our district, in the city. How can you say those people don't count? How can you say their trash doesn't count? How can you say, yeah, Cheryl's in my district? Okay?
Well, I didn't mean to get in an argument with you on this, but of those people, how many are there and don't they pay the city?
That's right.
Yes.
Yes, they pay
Yeah,
the
they pay the
city.
city, and the city has a contract. But what we have, Waste Connection wants the rural citizens to continue to pay over $100,000 a year to offset the amount that should be being paid by the city. And that's true, because
How much, since you got these figures and you represent the landfill?
I'm not representing anybody myself. I'm a citizen, I have the right
I understand.
to sit here and say what I want to say.
understand, but you brought up this other landfill, you must have some knowledge about.
I have knowledge about
Okay,
landfills.
all right. It's unfortunate that it's so hard to understand this, okay? And all I'm saying is, we're in the middle of something that could be a crisis or not a crisis, okay? I don't personally feel that no matter what we say, it's gonna happen just like this thing that Mr. Salter published in the newspaper on May the 14th. To me, it makes no sense to even do this, but it's on the agenda and we're gonna vote on it, okay? You put out some numbers, I don't know where they came from.
They came from your invoices.
Okay,
Read the public records request and got the
Okay.
invoices, had the amount that you paid and the total tonnage.
okay, okay.
But my question still stands. Did you answer my question, Mr. Mansour?
Well, there are two questions. What's on the agenda is to renew the contract with Waste Connections. That has nothing to do with a lease, and there won't be any action taken on the lease of the transfer station. And far as...
You telling me that D is not addressing the transfer station?
No. It addresses the contract, the time contract for collection, hauling, recycling, and disposal.
That's not what it says in D.
No wonder.
It says renew the contract with Waste Connection.
And that's the contract that
This
we
is
have
the
with Waste Connection as having the
That's a lease.
having the authority to manage the
Collection of garbage.
collection,
Hauling,
No, it's not
recycling, and
collection.
disposal.
transfer
Municipal
station.
solid
This
waste.
is all about the transfer station.
Nothing in here says transfer station.
There's a separate agreement that is a lease for station between the parish and Waste Connection. And in terms of what apparently nobody has addressed is section 11. The gist of what I understand your concern is that whatever the parish does having an effect on city residents and the rate they pay, but in the contract between the city and Waste Connections, there's a clause in section 11 dealing with rate adjustments that says, and I'm not the city's lawyer, but in the event the city, I'll quote it, in the event the city fails or refuses to consent to any requested rate increase and the service provider provides justification, the service provider may, in its sole discretion, terminate the agreement upon 180 days written notice to the city. The way I read that, if you're concerned about something the parish does with Waste Connections causing the city rates to go up, the city can refuse to consent to any increase. And if Waste Connections doesn't like it or wants to continue to push that, then the city, the contract, the city can't be forced, the way I read it, to agree to a rate increase for its citizens.
Okay.
And if Waste Connections wants to push it, then the city can negotiate the same way the parish did with another provider. That's in the contract between Waste Connections and the city. It seemed to be a concern, and nobody has addressed that clause, section 11 of rate adjustment.
Mr. Manager, I really feel like there's a lot of discussion going on here about stuff that don't need to be discussed.
Well,
And we're just killing time, and we done voted, and you agree?
No, there's one thing I'd like to say. I am certain that we're letting $100,000 a year escape from the parish. And I would prefer for my tax money to be used on roads rather than subsidizing garbage. My roads need that $100,000 that I drive on every day. I want my money spent on my roads. Thank y'all.
Good. Any other discussion?
Mr. Kerry, I assume I answered.
Yes, sir, thank you. That was two parts. One was the rate, the second was whether or not it would address the complete situation.
Yeah, just want to clear up a few things, I think, if I got it right, that Mr. Bill said. Paying 21 a ton versus 34. 21 a ton's at the landfill, 34 is at the transfer station. It costs about $11 or $12 to get it from the transfer to the landfill. So I don't see any difference in 34 and 34. So I think that's bogus. Secondly, he said that we would continue to take it to Timberlane. And if we do that, there will be no disposal change, but there'll be a huge expense in transportation. Because I'll no longer be taking it to the transfer station, I'll be running these little trucks all the way to Timberlane to dump them. So there's gonna be a huge, I'll have to have a couple routes to the city where I run 2, I'll have to double, I'll have to run 4, if I were gonna take it to my landfill in Timberlane. Because I can't take it to the transfer station, I have no idea what it costs to go there. Can't do business that way.
In the city.
Anyone else have any comments or expressions before we vote?
My name is Brenda Cootie, and I work at the landfill. And I want to say it will affect my job and lots of more jobs out there. Mr. Salter said what he was going to do. He was going to put us out. And he came one day for Labor Day and barred us out, locked us out the gate, and was very arrogant. Like I don't know, I've been knowing Mr. Salter, he had never appeared to me that way, but he has said what he's gonna do, he made it happen, he bought boxes, and he's flaunting and saying that our contract is up, and he's putting us out. So I'm asking as an employee to have things to be done right and give us back the contracts. Let us get a chance, give us a chance to at least see where we're gonna go and how to figure out how we're gonna move on in the future. Thank you.
What's your first name?
Brenda Cootie.
Brenda.
I've never had a discussion with that lady about anything. I don't know how she got locked out. Maybe it was quitting time and she didn't get out in time, but
You don't remember coming locking us out?
I
Putting us
didn't.
out the gate, told us we couldn't come in Labor Day weekend, Labor Day day?
I came and locked you out?
Yes, you locked us
From
out.
security.
And,
Yeah.
had security at the gate.
Yeah.
And then you
I was there.
The police officer, yes, you was there.
That
You
was
talking
when,
to my supervisor,
yeah,
we
that
were
was when the contract, okay, that was in
Yeah.
September last year,
No,
okay.
yeah, you remember, yeah, you was there.
Yeah, I did, I told him to get off the
Yeah,
property.
yeah, you did.
I sure did.
Yeah.
That was-
He does remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said that, but I had no discussion with you about
Damn
nothing.
easy.
Yeah, you did.
Anyone else?
So, how many jobs is affected out there by this?
It's gonna affect, we have 5 people.
5?
Yeah,
Say
at the
five?
transfer, it's gonna affect everybody, because, we're gonna have to take trash further, so it's not gonna just, our jobs will be eliminated, or we have to transfer to another facility, but it's gonna affect the whole company, because of the fact that we have to, transfer trash further.
So, if I understand you right, we're gonna lose jobs. Yes. So there'll be jobs on the line here, plus tax base losing. And we done lost one tax base in IP, so do we really wanna put another company out of this?
Tax base. They don't pay any taxes, they taking. We're funded by taxes, sales tax.
They do sales tax.
Do what?
They do sales tax.
They don't give us no sales tax, they taking our money, and running with it.
So when they buy equipment, they don't pay parish tax?
I don't know where they buy their equipment, Marty, I don't keep up with it.
We pay sales tax on all of our equipment.
Thank you, that's what I thought.
Sure
It goes
do.
right back to us, don't it?
Yeah,
Hello,
How much is that a year?
we paid the Natchitoches Parish.
how much is it a year?
How much is it?
A year?
I don't have that number.
Okay. Okay.
We're required to pay for every dumpster, every truck, everything.
So every time you buy
We was
equipment,
lucky, we didn't have to pay tax on ours, being the government, and we was lucky on that. That saved us a lot of money, I gave them more
You know, the
dumpsters.
equipment in there.
but we're risking the
Because
jobs.
they're not based out of Louisiana.
So did they buy the equipment in Niagara Parish?
What's it?
You
Do y'all buy
equip-
y'all equipment in Niagara Parish, the trucks and all the dumpsters?
No,
We
they
license
are a
everything.
company
Yeah, we
in
buy-
Natchitoches
we-
Parish.
We pay the sales tax there.
I just wonder.
Yeah.
where the place is.
$400,000 a truck, we
Yeah,
definitely pay
if they
sales
buy,
tax.
if they buy stuff.
They buy stuff.
I was just wondering if there was a place.
Yeah, because there was a confusion
I'm
about
getting a
y'all
better
being
deal than
paid
that.
somewhere else.
You know, check with me, I may get you a better price.
Okay, anyone else?
Yes. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, well, where does this leave me now? You have voted down B and C.
What do you have?
You voted them down.
The parish council voted it down, okay? And the black guys and the people who, vote down, I don't appreciate that, okay? Let's be businesslike in this parish, let's don't start singling people out. I understand there was some misunderstanding on your part, so I'm not blaming you.
Are you talking
This,
to me?
hold on.
What about
It had nothing,
that?
you didn't have anything to do with the black guys.
Sue it,
Yours said
sue it.
y'all publish who voted certain things down. Now, I don't know where you got the
You
information,
always do.
huh?
I always do. I always put the vote.
Record.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
know you don't read the paper, so that's fine.
Yeah, I subscribe to it.
Sue it.
Oh, don't go there,
Sue
Mr.
it.
Bell.
Okay,
Don't
I'm
do
sorry.
that.
It was in the paper and I just saw
I
it.
didn't say the black guys. I never.
I didn't, that was on social media.
I had nothing to do with that.
I
Don't
said that
ever
was on,
accuse me
that
of
was on,
that.
I
Sue
did
it.
not accuse you of that, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, you looked at me and said it, though you responded to me.
I said I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't
Okay.
make it different.
Oh.
Sorry doesn't help.
I just explained why I said those two things, okay? And I just explained to you where they came from, and if you're saying that I directed both of them to you, I am sorry, but I did not.
Well, it certainly sounded that way.
Okay, but it didn't.
Cheryl, could I withdraw my question and let's go on to vote?
I have a motion and a second on there, Mr. Allen and Mr. Braxton. So, Mr. Allen,
Me.
you offered,
No, I did not. I said I have a question.
no, we had an offer and a second, then we went to discussion on D. And now I'm getting back to the voting.
Okay, my vote's no. On D,
On D,
Yes.
Oh, I see, I'm sorry, I'm misreading.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what
Yes,
Mr. Cheatwood said.
my offer is yes, I'm sorry. This thing's got me so confused now, I can't remember my name.
Mr. Braxton,
Yes.
Mr. Hall,
I abstain.
Mr. Cheatwood,
Yes?
Mr. Carey,
No.
I'm sorry, could you review that?
we got Mr. Allen, yes, Mr. Braxton, yes, Mr. Hall abstain, Mr. Cheatwood, yes, and Mr. Carey, no.
Thank you.
Okay, visitors for 3 minutes on non-agenda items. Do you have any visitors on non-agenda
Where'd Charlie
items?
Wolf go?
Right here.
Come up here and tell us something, come on.
What y'all want me to say?
Come on, come on.
What do I need to
This is
say?
one of our independent haulers here, and they are a true blessing to Natchitoches Parish. Come up and introduce yourself, Charlie.
Yeah, I'm probably from the high school, Southern Parish.
Yes, sir, and what I'm gonna do for you independents, y'all gonna have your own private place to come dump. You won't have to be sitting there waiting on people like that with the truck. Y'all be sitting there 3 or 4 hours waiting on them. You come in there and dump, go back and get another load.
Are you, sir, do you have any type of certification for hauling, trash? Has anybody said anything to you about being certified to handle hazardous materials?
Yeah, you got a driver's license, that's what they call the certification, you got the driver's
Okay, so
license, Bill.
you've been, yeah, good, thank you.
There any more visitors? If not, can I get a motion to adjourn, please? Can I get a second? Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton? Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
We adjourn.
Carol, I know a good lawyer that can burn him for what he said.